All right, to Peter.
Good evening. Ryan, you're going to have to time me twice.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You get two talks.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's right. We get two 30-minute things, but you could summarize one in 1 minute, one in the other. Or...
There you go. It's a breath mint.
There you go. We'll give you extra time. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I'm going to be doing two talks. Tomorrow will be one about my memories of the United Nations initiative in 1978 to try to create a permanent UFO study committee. It was a pet project of the Prime Minister of the small Caribbean nation of Grenada, or Grenada, as some say. And the reason I was there was somewhat fortuitous. I was all of about 6 months into my own UFO studies and was invited by somebody who was one of my three mentors to work as an editorial assistant on a paper that the Secretary General had requested him to write as a position paper. The initiative, as you know, because it does not exist, died in committee, but it was a fascinating experience in terms of watching the disdain that the delegates had for this subject. One had the feeling they would have rather dealt with another war than this. I was also fascinated by the coverage of it. It was the first time I saw in action how the media distorts and plays down this kind of situation, and I've tried to apply what I learned as a small part of that in the years since. The other talk I'll be doing will be on Sunday, and it's a look back at arguably the USSR's, although it happened in 1989 at a point when the Soviet Empire was disintegrating. So one could argue it was Russia's greatest close encounter of the third kind incident. It happened in the southern Russian city of Voronezh. At the time this happened, I was a year or so into working on my Rendlesham Forest UFO research with Larry Warren. We ultimately published a book called Left at East Gate about it. And I happened to be working at my apartment the day the story broke, and thought I would have never even considered this a year before, but I wonder if the people at TASS, who released the official Soviet news agency, would speak to me. Their offices were all of 10 blocks from where I lived. They were in Rockefeller Center. And I got on my best grown-up voice and called them, and they invited me over. And ultimately I connected with a Russian investigator who was on the ground within hours and did a tremendous amount of work. We developed a correspondence that lasted for some years and found parallels between Rendlesham and what happened in the Soviet Union. Also fascinated by the distorted press coverage, so we'll be again doing more or less a personal reminiscence on that case.